Good morning. We will give you a brief summary about the book Corporate Finance by the author Guillermo Damrauf.
The financial executive must ultimately deal with assigning efficient mind, resource, and guide
fundamentals, analysis, and financial planning. The section and book on the fundamentals and tools of corporate finance detailed in the Chapter 1 what are the objectives of finance and function and principles describing finance maker, and introduce concept class linking to discipline. The objectives of finance represent branch the economic which deals with all with certain to value. They are concerned with to have take the best decision to increase the will shoulder, value or charter. At the corporate level, the executive finance CEO should normally take two types of basic decisions: investment decision, relationship with the purchase of assets, and financing decision, relate to get it in the necessary fundamentals of the purchase of such assets. On a level, person asset finance teach us how to make in the best decision. For example, when we apply to the loan and invest our money in financial asset or target a small business, all finance is to maximize with the shareholders. In this way, investment decision and financing decision must add the company most valuable as possible. Deposits to units ex individual have company and their relatives on the commercial type of advantage, checking out in account the company that knew them. Monetary market and capital market, the money market or monetary or are fundamental law that the years negotiate the qualificate with will in it. In begin in value of option, when the people hear in word auction, think immediately of contract, a split sub of this famous call option in a put option. However, we will use there in the which are the techniques that appear to become two paradigm in the balance of action, the search option. In this sense, we must think about the option is right, not the obligation. Real option is tied in designing to capture the flexibility with the businessman. When they has embarking in the company and will can make change of repair, you want to onboard the business in direct than poorly, or Spain in the working will. Such a contrary date because in the promise in told. Also, sometimes in the comes to you investment in way you more information.
at first of the value of the auction. When the people listen to the word auction, he thinks immediately about an explicit contract as the famous call auction and put auctions. Nevertheless, we will use the learned foreigner to skill that behind to show to turn into new paradigm in the asset valuation. The auction raises in the sense we must think about the auctions like a right, don't like an obligation. The skill of the real auction has been designed to receive the flexibility with which to business when it's embedded in a company and can realize modification. Of the rate he will want the business if the thing worked late, or to explain it worked well, such you because it was not every promises who was taken. All sometimes can delay an investment to wait to have more information. Choose alternative. We must do it for it be extra. This is incremental compared with the alternative of not doing it. General, these benefits are flujos of cash incremental cash remeral that's the cash flow. General slight result of decision less or cash flow that will happen without taking the decision. It is important to bear in mind then that of the approach, the finance and the role of the subject in the theory you will be able to observe. Similar advance in the free tax theory, more famous that description assumed. They can it will not seem complement related.
The conclusion. The finance represents to branch in economy themes in occupy everything with certain value. The target of finance is to maximize the with the shareholders of that form the decision of investment and decision of finance the most and to pre-summary will should be possible finance in the indicator of periodicity. By the way, in we must also say that the important to understand the clear to utilize same production. After reading this chapter, you should be able to understand the financial economy meaning in the main financial statement, the balance sheet, result and cash flow, and understand their interrelationship. Recognize that accounting information has limited and know where they took information. Relevant recounting the benefits of tax planning. 1. Result of economy statement income statement represents all calculation of in the profit that the company signs to organize in the form of anonymous society in the employment for than for anonymous society. This stay in another record the dates of cost, expense, and a specific time period, usually years. 2. The balance report equity deposition in the first determined land show in investment made in company. Compressed active, the right side represents the way in which our financial funds receive in the for a company under state the package and answer 11. Companies the balance promotion simple cash in the bank on ancient cold money. The business character that the packing change in transaction in the final asset, buying and selling stock taking in the final purchase in final assets, and many other operations. The balance informs that la position the herbaty signature in the moment determined. In the show investment relaxed by the company. In the compute is a same right side represent the for which the finance already in the midst for recaps to the actioning in for a company. The bold assets and debit than the companies. The balance it will consist simple the money in the bank, and the actions still claimed in the business charts. Changing by Mill Dane in the finance assembly in Saber invented, taking of finance in the inverted finance assignment. The active left sip in the balance show the assignment of a combination with the generate goods derived that the possessive to the company, in the sense that the asset with they tore on the by the crane, liquid grade. The first assignment circulate composed by the on the bank's inventor charters, proposition in the credit.
The debit. The liabilities of how finance the company inversions represents two types. Debits in the strict sense, more debits and proper capital, grouped under the countable figure of the clear patrimony, the legal economy. Difference and all finances with regards to finances the figure of the another. For more, Adelan will be explained. For the time behind, we will send ourselves to say that the debit. The common or ordinary shares account for the real proprietary of the company, as the common shareholders are who made the contribution of capital assuming the requests of the business. The subscribed capital was composed by 10 million shares of nominal value $1 at December 31 in 1999. The 10 million represents composite the actions in the exchange for that to maximize its wall of recovery of price and events. The payment of dividends is something that you are responsibilities for the assembly of shareholders, which decides whether to distribute a dividend at night, keep the money with the company in the form of retained earnings. Many companies decide not to distribute cash dividends, resigns earnings to finance growth with quantity, without resorting to borrowing to resort in the not measure. There is no legal provision required to pay dividends. The with retained earnings rate units in the front of reserve or profits not distributed, or when you in action, often company spend some reservation for discharge, such as the renting of the right of use of the future investment, any of their assignment specials. Growth if the company safe to reinvest is the same as pay dividends in cash. The composition of the quantity is important, but for the accredited shareholder as to appreciate apportation, the payment of dividends and the effect on the price of the action, when usually are distributed in the shape of dividends in cash. The clear patrimony of the company diminished, what provoked a fall in the value of the action. Remember that this one was calculated dividends the clear patrimony with the shares quantity. In normal circumstances, such a reduction of the value of is accompanied of the reduction proportion of the value. On the other hand, there is to be such has great difficulty for the its valuation concept of the management responsibility. The repute of the company and its strategic positions cannot be objections in consequence simply aren't registered for a moment on the repute they had. For example, Brazilian beer Brahma promoted with the message the number one for years. When it's accused to be so, the gang also become until the pensament. The reputation that some fears will for years has valued, but to the difficulty of evaluation object.
Credit is another item that usually have the boot signs in the credit the company on shareholder that's credit and credit on the company of the group to which the company belongs. First case, the credit appear in the wrong loan have been with the same owners. The tax credit in August case be important. In general, books show value approaching the value market do the however in the case security traded to stock market. The value is the Brookham displays disparate. For example, a company could have security of government to the fund defined in the value in spray in the balance trading group of the final existing the trading goals on balance in usually. That diverse method of valuation is FIFO exists first in first out. In the first to enter to go to is UFU, as in fee use last to enter is first to out. Also, the average in the corresponding affect the cost of the sold goods. This is another little that generally is necessary purify signs to counter credit the proper shareholder of the company tax credit and credit to group enterprise in the company bellows. In the first case, the credit appears like the culprit in the same proprietor have given themselves. The tax credit in the case is the important numbers. In the case of cold credit in the enterprise in the transitory investment in general in the fixed term deposit qualification public different in promoted joint funds and similar in general its value. Short approach in the value is purchased in case on the qualification. With the qualification is the store exchange, the value of exitive, the difficult value in the balance is the differ flexible from the commercial value. For example, the technical resolution is the 12th center of study 100 in the technical staff of Republic of Argentina. In the desire to make in the company investment the same aspiration in the aptitude be to able in will to value the cost attained in the interest from the according in internal count the moment of incorporation to the assessment of the pains times give in the moment as differing between two values into from invention in the commercial value could be significant that the informing done accounting statement the difference between these values.